So I'm here in White River Junction, Vermont, and was doing some research last night on Adventist history here. We came across the oldest continuously in use camp meeting grounds in White River Junction, just about a mile from where I'm standing. This is in the center of White River Junction. So I spent a little bit of time looking at the this campground. Turns out Advent Christian, of course, is not Adventist, but I wanted to know where the Adventist camp meeting site was. White River Junction was described in one publication, one Adventist publication, as the most important railroad junction north of Boston. So it was kind of a center here. 1910, the Vermont and New Hampshire conferences merged and became the Northern New England Conference. And in 1911, they held the first camp meeting in this town. And if you look right behind me here, you can see the train station is over here. And the Gleaner in 1911 describes the train station. Come out of the train station, walk past the First National Bank, which you may not be able to see it, but it says it up here in old lettering, and this was here obviously more than a century ago. Walk past First National Bank, across South Main, which is here, up Gates, which is what I'm going to walk up here, and we're going to take a turn left on Courier, and then it says at the end of Courier, you'll find a path, a lighted path that goes to the right, and then heads back up to the left, and then you're at the camp meeting ground overlooking the city. And so we're going to go there now. So here I'm walking up Gates. I crossed over South Main, and I'm turning left on Courier. And so behind me, you can see Courier behind me, and then the end of Courier, you can't really see it from here, but the road curves around, but what used to be Courier probably ended. In any case, the Gleaner does not describe the road curving. It says at the end of Courier, it says go down Courier, and then you come to a lighted path. So here I am now at the end, or what may or may not have been the end of Courier, but you can see behind me it's a straight shot, curves around to the left and connects up with the street on the block to my left. But behind me, there is this path, goes up behind what now looks to be some kind of long-term medical facility. Goes this path up to the left, and when I was looking at this, I thought, can it be this easy? The street names haven't changed, the First National Bank is still there, and there's even a path still here. So let's go up that path and see what's up there. So, walking up this path, and you can see in front of me and behind me, it's kind of headed up the hill. And it may not have been the exact path, but it had to have tracked close, because there's no other way up to the top of this hill where the camp meeting was without going up a steep cliff. This would have been the only way. It kind of tracks the side of the hill. And it went all the way to the top of this hill, and it does cut back to the left. It's a hard cut back to the left, but it's overgrown now, and the trail is no longer in use. And I didn't want to end up in somebody's backyard. So we're just going to actually drive up to the top. But interesting, and have a look, but interesting that after more than a century, First National Bank is there, the train station is still in the same location. The path is still here. Presumably this may be the same path. There's tracks similar to the path that they had then. And a little bit of Adventist history for those of you who are Adventists. This was the first camp meeting in White River Junction that Seventh-day Adventists held, and it was the first one after the Northern New England Conference merged in 1910, so this would have been in 1911. They only had the camp meeting here for about 3 or 4 years, and then they moved to the other side of the city on a bluff. And interestingly, they were right next door. The property that they had in the new location was right next door to the Advent Christian camp that had been there since 1887. And in the Gleaner, even when it gives directions on exactly how to get up to that camp, there's no mention of Advent Christian at all, which is interesting because both of these groups are Millerite groups. And you'd think that there might be some mention, just some mention of, hey, if you get to the Advent Christian camp, you've gone too far, or our Millerite brethren here. Anyway, White River Junction, Vermont, really cool history here. All right.